Well, the weather is getting cooler, and you may think that the threat of fleas, ticks, and heartworms will soon be over. Well, think again.
Joining us today to tell us why and to run down a few other steps to keep our pets healthy this fall and winter, Dr. William Wade, who's a veterinarian with the Seaford Animal Hospital, and Mr. Mackey joins us this afternoon as well. So, Dr. Wade, thank you first for coming in. Appreciate that very much.
Thanks for having us.
So, these pesky pests don't just go away this time of year.
No, we have fleas year-round anymore. The weather's been so mild. We see fleas in January, December. Another good reason to keep on the medication all year long is you won't have them in your house as much. We see a lot of people think that the flea products don't work, but what happens is they're still laying eggs. You put them on when you see the fleas. By that time, the fleas have already laid thousands of eggs in your house. Oh. And they keep coming.
And I guess we just think that once it freezes, just like other pests and, you know, flies and things like that, everything's gone, but that's not the truth.
Right, yeah, like they hang around in your environment, and you get a nice warm day, and they're going to be out bothering your pet again. So.
Yeah, all right. Now, there are other hazards that we need to watch out for as we get into the fall. What are some of them coming up?
Thing right now, there's a problem with rat baits. When it's cold, the rats and mice like to come in your house, so people buy Decon and other products to kill these. They taste good to dogs, they smell good to dogs. The dogs will smell around, they'll find them, they'll seek them out. So you need to keep them put in a place where there's absolutely no way your dog or cat can get into them. If they get into it, it interferes with the ability of the blood to clot, and it can be fatal. So if you catch it early, you know your pet got into it, take it to your vet right away. It's real important to take the box in that it came in, because there's many different products with different antidotes and different time spans. So early treatment is pretty successful. Once they have it, it can be pretty severe.
So what about cats? Our cat absolutely loves it in our garage. And coming up with the cold weather coming up, I want to be working on the car some.
Antifreeze toxicity is pretty common. There's a lot of older cars leak. The radiators will leak. Do-it-yourself projects, you pour the antifreeze in your car, you spill some. If a cat walks through that, they don't like things on their feet, they'll lick it off. Yeah. That's enough antifreeze to kill the cat. And it happens pretty quickly.
And another thing they look for is warmth in the winter. And a car, the inside of a car is warm, but they can.
That's very attractive to your cats. Every year we see probably half a dozen cats that are injured by the fan or the fan belt. So if you have cats and they're outside, before you start the car, just bang on the hood and wake them up so they get out of there. And it saves some pretty severe injuries.
Yeah. Now some of us, I don't know about Mackie, I know we keep our dogs inside a lot, but you keep yours inside quite a bit. If our dogs do go outside frequently, for that matter, what can we do with the cold weather coming this way? What can we do to help them out?
If they're inside all the time, going out to the bathroom is fine. If you do have to keep them outside, you want a very small house. A lot of people think like a great big house is good for them. That doesn't retain their body heat, so like a small place that's just big enough for them to curl up in is a lot safer for them. A lot of people forget about water. That in the wintertime, the water bowls freeze up, dogs can't drink water, and we see a lot of cases of dehydration every winter from frozen water.
Wow. And do you need to give them extra food in the wintertime?
They need, food is fuel. So if they're outside in the cold, it takes a lot of extra calories to burn to keep them warm internally, so you do have to provide extra food for your outside dogs.
Mackie is, Mr. Mackey is getting up there. He's almost 14 years old. And I noticed that when they get older, when it gets cold, they move a little slower.
Their arthritis, like me, Mr. Mack probably has a little bit of arthritis going on, and the cold weather can seem to aggravate that. There's a lot of options to make your pet comfortable now. We have NSAIDs, like Rimadyl and Deramax that are available. That's probably the most common one. If that doesn't work or the dog doesn't tolerate them, we have a lot of options now. I like preventive medication. They're called nutraceuticals with glucosamine and chondroitin. It helps protect the joint and slow down the destruction. Indirectly can actually relieve pain, so you don't need a lot of other drugs.
Now we got the holidays coming up, of course, and I've always heard poinsettias are bad for.
They're kind of overrated as a toxin. They're more of a nuisance thing. Like if your pet gets into them, they might have drooling, a little mouth irritation, might vomit a little bit, but they're not really deadly.
How about lilies?
Lilies can be deadly. A lot of Christmas decorations have them in, and if a cat chews on the lilies, it can destroy their kidneys.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty sad thing to see.
I guess in general, when we're decorating the tree, we just need to be careful with the other things that are there.
Yeah, tinsel and ribbon, cats, especially kittens, they love that. They'll play with it, they eat it. If they swallow it, it can get stuck in their intestinal tract and cause a pretty severe blockage. So if you have kittens and cats, just avoid the tinsel and ribbon.
And we have, of course, Halloween. We were just talking about candy and all of that coming up. You do not want to let your animal get a hold of that.
No, especially really deadly is sugarless gum. It's called xylitol, and it can cause fatalities. So if no sugarless things at all for your pet.
A lot of people like to share their turkey bones with the dogs and cats.
Turkey bone, that's not a good idea either. They can splinter. If the dog chews them, they'll splinter. The splinters can puncture the intestinal tract.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like the end pieces can get stuck in their stomach and require an expensive surgery.
We like to treat them like family, but we need to treat them like pets.
Absolutely.
Right.
Keep an eye on them.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Great having you.
Thank you. If you'd like some more information, go to delmarvalife.com and click on the show tab. Still to come on Delmarva Life, you want to change the look of your kitchen, but you don't want the steep price tag that comes with it?
Well, up next, problem solved. We're going to tell you about a simple process that'll give your kitchen a brand new look for less.
But first, trying to lose that weight that comes with menopause? Dr. Oz has a few foods that can help.
Hi, I'm Dr. Oz. Weight gain is one of the most common complaints tied to menopause. That's because as estrogen drops, body fat creeps towards your midsection. To whittle away your middle, choose foods that burn belly fat. Good choices include avocados, nuts, whole grains, and green tea.